I'm Ryan from ExtremeTerrain.com, and in this video I'm going to tell you all about my picks for 3 different bumpers for your 1997 to 2006 TJ. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to check out other comparison videos like this, as well as product videos, more information about these bumpers, and a bunch of other great Jeep content. Now, there are going to be a couple different reasons you might want to install an aftermarket bumper on your TJ. One is just for the looks, and another is for additional functionality. Some of the more off-road ready bumpers are going to have things like additional hoops that may have some functions or may just be light mounts. They may have recovery points, they may have jacking points, or they may have winch mounts on them. So again, a lot of different features there. If you're just looking for a bumper that's going to change up the aesthetics of your Jeep, we have those options as well. Now, no matter what choice you pick, they're all going to install pretty much the same way. Most of the aftermarket front bumpers are all going to be bolt-on. You simply unbolt your factory front bumper, remove it, and bolt the new one into place. However, we are going to go over 3 different bumpers today and get into the details of each. The 3 bumpers I want to talk about are the Barricade Trailforce HD front bumper with LED lights. We're also going to talk about the Barricade double tubular front bumper with the classic overrider. And finally, the Red Rock 4x4 stubby front bumper with stinger that is also going to be winch ready. So let's get into the options. So the first bumper I want to talk about is this Barricade Trailforce HD front bumper with the LED lights. This is also available without the LED lights, should you want that option. However, I like this one. I really like the way that those lights look. So let's talk about a couple of the different features of this bumper. This is going to be an off-road bumper. This is a plate steel off-road bumper. So this is going to change up the aesthetics of your Jeep, but this is really all about the functionality. This is going to be a nice heavy gauge steel with a solid black powder coat finish on it that's going to help it resist rust and corrosion. So like I said, definitely going to change the look of your Jeep, but also has a bunch of features. We already talked about the lights a little bit. Now, these lights are going to be more of a marker light. They are a little bit more of a safety light, an aesthetic light. They don't throw a ton of light forward, but there's still a feature that I really like because of the way that it makes this bumper look. Right down here, you're going to have 2 D-ring mounts, and those are going to be welded all the way through the bumper. They are solidly connected to the frame rails, so if you use them for a recovery, you know you're not going to have to worry about bending or breaking anything. They're going to be nice and solid. And one nice thing about most Barricade bumpers is that this does include the D-rings. Now, it's not as though the D-rings are going to be terribly expensive to have to buy separately. It's just really nice that they include them in the box. You make one purchase, you have everything you need for the front of your Jeep. Up here, there's a little bit of a hoop that goes over top of the bumper. That's going to offer some light protection to your winch should you be running one, but it's also going to, again, change up the aesthetics of the bumper a little bit and also give you 2 light mount tabs that you can throw some lights on. So whether you have factory fog lights on your current bumper, you want to move those up to here, or some additional auxiliary lighting, you have that opportunity. And as I already alluded to, this is a winch ready bumper, so it's already pre-drilled and it has a spot to mount your fair lead there. So you can go ahead and mount a winch on this without needing to purchase any additional winch plate or any additional pieces. So overall, just a very well-rounded bumper. It has a lot of off-road features that I really like. I personally like the aesthetic of this bumper, and this is going to be less expensive than some of the other options out there that have similar features. So overall, just a very well-rounded bumper. The next bumper I want to talk about is this Barricade double tubular front bumper with the classic overrider. And this is a very classic, very kind of old school look. Now, even the newest TJ is getting older these days, so if you like this look, this is going to be a really nice option for you. It's a solidly built bumper. It's going to be 3-inch round tube, again, with that textured black powder coat finish. This overrider is just all about the looks. A little bit of function that does come along with this bumper. You have 2 light mount tabs right here, but this is really much more of an aesthetic modification. You're going to have the corners that return back into the Jeep a little bit, and plastic caps on the end there. This is going to be a fairly inexpensive bumper that is going to change up the look of your Jeep, and if you don't need or don't want all of the features and the added benefits that you can get from an off-road bumper, if you're not going off-road, you don't need those features, this is a really nice way to save some money but still change up your Jeep so it doesn't look like every other one that rolled off the assembly line. The last bumper I want to tell you about is this Red Rock 4x4 stubby front bumper with the stinger and the winch mount. This is going to be kind of similar to the Barricade bumper that we talked about, that first one, in the fact that this is an off-road themed bumper, but as it says in the name, this is a stubby bumper, so it is going to be shorter. This comes just outside of the frame rails. So what that's going to do is provide you with an even more aggressive style. Now, because this is a little bit shorter, it doesn't have lights in it and isn't going to have the option for lights. So if you want a bumper that has lights in it, you're going to have to look in a mid-width or a full width, something like that Barricade Trailforce HD. Now, as it also says in the name, this bumper has a stinger on it. Now, these days a stinger is very much about style. People like the way that they look. Initially, a stinger was actually a functional piece. The idea was that if you're doing some really hardcore wheeling, you're coming down off an obstacle and the vehicle wants to flip forward, the stinger makes contact with the ground and kicks you to one side or the other, putting you back on the tires. The other situation that a stinger was good for is if you were to roll over, the stinger would take all the weight of the front of the Jeep instead of crushing your radiator, so hopefully you would be able to drive home. These days, again, this is much more about aesthetics. In fact, this is gusseted, but the gussets aren't going to be overly strong for you. I don't think this is probably going to hold the whole weight of the vehicle, but if you like the look of this, if you like the style, then this is going to be a pretty good option. This, of course, does have a winch mount built right into it as well. I can't say it enough. I like the bumpers that are already ready for a winch. If you're going to run one, you don't have to buy an additional winch plate or any other hardware. Just bolt your winch up and go. So this is really, again, ready to go for you. It is going to have the D-rings right out of the box, just like that Barricade bumper. One less thing you have to worry about purchasing otherwise. So if you like the stubby look and you like that stinger look, I think that this bumper here from Red Rock 4x4 is going to be a very affordable option. So those were my picks for a couple of different types of front bumpers fitting your 97 to 06 TJ. We talked about that Barricade Trailforce HD front bumper with the LED lights, the Barricade double tubular front bumper with the overrider hoop, and finally that Red Rock 4x4 stubby front bumper with the stinger and the winch mount. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can check out more comparison videos like this, as well as more in-depth videos about all three of the bumpers we talked about today. And remember, these are just my picks, so comment below. Let me know what you think of them. If you like them, if you didn't, what bumper you're running on your Jeep, or if you still have a stock bumper on your TJ, let me know which one you'd love to have.